Hello, everybody.
Hey, wait, send in a card. Sorry.
Okay, Sean sent a postcard, so we can't do it right now. So,
Okay, all done.
yeah. Hey, Sean. The other day when I was presenting at my BNI a while back, I was actually going to show them how to demo with
Mhm.
them, and it was in the middle of the presentation that I was doing. Right, pulled up my phone. I said, "I want you guys to time me." Because I didn't really have it on the screen. That was too much technology for us to work with on this given day. So anyways, I said, so just time me. So I'm like walking. The first thing I did, the app came up, no problem. I clicked on the build a card, no problem. And I went to click on the horizontal vertical, failure to load.
So you just pretend to keep going?
Oh, I should
I'm
have.
done. How long was that?
Yeah, I said, okay. And so I'm
Could they
talking
see your
through-
phone?
I'm talking them through the whole thing, right? And it got to that failure to reload. And I said, and as usual, failure to reload. So, okay. So now, of course, someone yells out 4.2 seconds.
Yes.
But I did. I
That's
literally
so 3 to 5 cards a day doesn't seem that long, right?
yeah. I literally still talked them through it. I mean, I know it by heart, of course, because we
Right.
do it so often, So I was like literally boom, 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 and I went right through it and went and it was done, But it was just like, and there it is, failure to load.
You should have just kept going. And now I'm on the screen. I'm going to type.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, okay, next. And then I'm going to hit, who do I want to send it to?
Yeah. So, well, then I get into conversations like, yeah, for we iPhone users, all you have to do is talk to your message.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like crazy.
So speaking of talk to, what are we talking about today?
Oh, okay. What are we talking about today? Well, how about, I don't know, Sean, how about follow up? I mean, we're getting all these people, we're getting people that are interested, we're getting people that we're inviting into this. And how many times do you invite them, or you've got people that you've sent the link to, well, how are you following up with them? I mean, we have a lot of things going on. So
Yeah, and it's gonna, it's gonna get busier. So here's the caveat: you gotta figure out what's gonna work for you.
yeah.
I mean, I'm old school.
Mhm.
They go in here, I write notes about them. I wrote right when
Same thing.
yeah, sent this, sent that, and then I just look at it and that's my follow up. If you want to create an Excel spreadsheet, you go for it. That's just not me. Because I can do this on the fly. So I use the books,
Mhm.
um, and then you can, I just keep notes on what and then you know what, I like it because you can go back. I mean, I go back to this is through last March to 2020. I can go back and say, I'll just start over again. Hey, because this first page probably, well, the first few pages, well, probably more than that, haven't heard about the postcard program. So I can go back to them and say, hey, have you heard about the postcard program? So, but that's mine, but you really have to figure out what works best for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I kind of do a combination. I do like my book because I do take the notes in that. And my rule has always been they go in my book when I've sent them a card and I've sent them brownies, kind of a thing. And if I've sent them a link to watch the video, I'm kind of like kind of getting that up and going to see how many times to send that I've sent the link to them and they haven't followed up and that type of thing. But when the company does like when we had the summer program where we were, keeping track of new customers and all that kind of thing, I did go ahead and do an Excel sheet, and I had it right on my computer, my desktop, so I could immediately go to that and kind of keep track that way because we were in momentum, I mean, we were in a fast momentum and that made sense to me to do that. But it gets to the point like I've got these people now, I got to get them, I mean, I got to get them all in the same place so that you're looking at it right, but the key is to follow. I mean, you send the link out to them. I do most of my sending by way of Facebook Messenger. So I can go back in a certain period of time that I know that I sent X amount out, and I can go back and pull them again. And when you pull them up, you'll see when you messaged them last time.
Sure.
And it's like, hey, did you have a chance to send that free card? Or did you have a chance to jump on that video? They didn't. Or did you have a chance to watch this video? And if you send it by your GS Pro app, you already know they did it. or they did, and you can follow up that way. Another thing for those of you, in the GS Pro, that newsletter, it makes me crazy when I hear people say, I'm not using the newsletter, it doesn't work. Well, what do you want it to do? First of all, I mean, it's getting in front of people,
Right.
and there are people almost every week now that are looking at it because you get a notification.
Sure.
So now that's another group to follow up on, and do you
And
call them
it's,
there?
it's just another touch point in the follow-up,
It is, that's exactly
because it would be lovely if the first time you showed somebody, or if they reached out to you, how do I do this? They would sign up. But in
Mhm.
reality, that does not happen.
That's exactly
So,
right. That's exactly
and
right.
I think what you find, and I don't know about you, if you look back, some of the most successful people that in my organization, it wasn't that first time sign up. It
No.
was a
Mm-mm.
3 or 4 time following up with them,
Yeah.
or,
Oh, yeah.
and life's busy, and the hecticness of these past almost 2 years of this pandemic, you've thrown another monkey wrench in there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so we always hear, and I don't care what business, the fortune is in the follow up.
Yeah.
Network marketing, any business,
Yeah. Yeah.
the fortune is in the follow up. And if
And
you don't want to let somebody fall through the cracks, and a few months later you hear they're in someone else's organization, or they've decided to do something else
that's
and
exactly
are going
right.
gangbusters.
Yeah.
That's a heart crusher.
Yeah. It is a heart crush.
So,
It is a heart
but
crush.
so yeah, it's what, whether it's getting, I mean, I have 4 of these right here that I just keep, this one is almost full, so I'll start on a new one. I use one as my training and, journal, but
Sean, let me ask you something with the using it. Now, when do you go back and look at that? I mean, how often do you go through that and look at people?
you know what? I haven't in a few weeks, so I'll probably go back when we're done. I'll go back and just see who, you know, um, who I've, and I put when I followed up the last time, and, you know, when did they send a card? When did they sign up? What did they sign up for? If they're customers back in here, instead of checking your back office, you can quickly just go, hey, did you know they got an email, the affiliate's free, with that email got sent out
Yeah.
yesterday. Hey,
Yeah.
you have any interest? I know we kind of chatted, if you take notes when you're doing it. So it's just, once or twice a month, probably, when I'll go back, um,
Okay.
to the beginning. Every day I'm looking back, okay, who'd I share with last week? What do I need to do with them? What did they, when did they want me? And I ask, I mean, I think it's, when you somebody a card, or you walk them through sending a card, you show them this and they have to digest it. Great. When would you like me to follow up with you?
Yeah. That's a real key question.
Have them set the appointment.
Yeah.
Tuesday, great. What time works best? Great. I'll just shoot you a quick text. Or how would you like me to follow up with you? Ask them that as well. Um, so it's you're putting, then they know you're going to approach them. It's not just out, hey, what do you think? It's, hey, just want to follow up with you. Want me to follow up? And then they see that you're doing it, you're taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
your business. I
Yeah.
mean, you do it hodgepodge, you're going to get hodgepodge results. You do it kind of structured and,
Right.
treat it
Right.
as a business, you're going to get better results.
And you know what? Get it out of your mind that you're bothering people.
No,
Get it out of your mind that I don't want to be too pushy. Boy, I hate when I hear people say that, because that tells you, first of all, if you think about it, when you say something like that, all you're doing is thinking to yourself. You might think you're thinking about that other person, but you're not thinking about that other person. You're really thinking about
there's a little
yourself,
there's a
because
little fear.
you're going to
That's
feel
driven by
pushy.
fear.
Huh?
That's driven by fear.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So you think that, and then let's think this. What if in a year, we're having a convention next year? Cody mentioned that. What if in a year they're walking across the stage at a certain level and the beaming smile on their face, and if it wasn't for you following up, they never would have been there.
Exactly.
What an What can be better than that? I mean, I love walking across the stage, but when you see your organization walking across the stage, it's, you got that proud mom smile.
Yeah.
That's mine.
And we will have tears coming down our faces.
She made it. But you will. I'm telling you, you will. I mean, and it
Yeah.
next year. This this is going to explode. If you have not listened to Jordan on his Monday calls and just look at him, he is so he knows what
Mm,
this is going to do. It's your fault if you're not getting on board with this and moving forward and sharing this with as many people as you can,
yeah,
because this is going to impact lives
yeah,
financially that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what other ways to say it.
Hmm.
Um, and I
Yep,
loved his, are you open for business? And some of us are open 24/7,
yeah.
and some are, it's Tuesday, maybe
Okay,
I'll
I'm gonna read
send
it.
one to,
Yeah.
but what you put into it, you're going to get back tenfold. So
Yep. Yep. And what you send out is going to come back to you in ways that you've never
absolutely.
even expected it.
And how many times have you gotten this? When you follow up with somebody, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They apologize to you.
I know, I
I
know.
told you I would get back with you, or I told you, so
Yeah,
it works both ways. But yeah, don't just put it
yeah.
on the list.
Hey, and guess what, too, guys? Something to think about when you say to somebody, like, oh, you had mentioned about following up with that, da da da. They're not going to remember whether they told you or not. If they didn't write it down, they're not going to remember whether
Right,
they really told you
right.
that or not. So you could use that line
And you know
sometimes.
what? I had somebody today, we were to meet at 9. He said, hey, look, I can't, can we do like 11? I'm like, not right at 11 because I'm doing something, but hey, about quarter after. Yep. So I got on. Nothing. So I'm like, all right. And I got a message. Oh, sorry. So sorry. And I said, no worries. I'll follow up with you next week. And I can tell you with the follow up, if you're following up with 2 or 3 people, like over and over and over again, that sucks.
Yeah,
That does. And you get stressed and they feel the stress and they feel, I got to get somebody signed up. If you have 100 people that you've shown in the last 3 or 4 weeks or month, and you're
yeah,
following up with that many people, it's going to be so much easier
yeah, yeah,
how you come across.
exactly.
I mean, a little more work because you're following up with more people, but you're going to be so much like, you know what, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. It's not the right time. Great. Fine. At least I know.
Hey, let me give you a tip too. Instead of like, hey, I'll follow up with you next week, say, hey, what does Tuesday look like for next week?
Sure.
Let's pencil something in. Definitely pinpoint a day and a time.
Right.
And I always like to use the words pencil in,
Right.
because a pencil has an eraser on the end. And sometimes I kid with them. I say, hey, yeah, I'm gonna pencil you in. We have an eraser on the end if we need to change it, but let's
I
pencil
do.
it
Damn, we're inking it in. You're not going to blow me up now.
in.
Get your permanent marker out. Why? We're making an appointment for me to follow up with you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So get it down, and because that will save your follow-up frustrations too.
Yeah.
Is
And if
the phone
they can't
tag.
make it, you know what? I get it. Life gets in the way. What works for you next? Is later this week or first part of next week work best for you?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
again, let them tell you.
Let them tell you and say, well, next week okay, Monday or Tuesday,
Yeah.
I've got some availability here, here, and here. Make it your business. Are
Yep.
you open for business or are you not?
And I don't care if you have nothing going on Monday,
That's
still
right.
give them just a couple options
That's exactly right.
because,
Yep.
oh, I'm free all day. What time?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty free that day. What's that? Yeah, no. You don't do
I
that. Say,
know.
"Hey, does it look,
I'm good
pick
in
a
this
time."
window or this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And if those windows don't, you can always change the windows.
Sure.
You can always just say, well, you know what? I might be able to readjust. So if you can do 10 o'clock Monday instead of 2 o'clock, let me see if I can readjust my schedule.
Right.
I'm going to pencil you in for 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
And you've got them at 10 o'clock, So yeah, there's little tips. Those are tips from experience of scheduling and following up.
And then I use my calendar on my phone for those,
Yeah, I do too.
Whether I've got something going on or, so I use my calendar for that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I put, in fact, all of my appointments I put in the calendar.
yeah.
Everything I put in there on my phone calendar. When that goes, I'm in trouble. But they are there. They are there. So okay. Well, hey, I hope this helped you guys. I hope you get
Absolutely.
1 or 2 things to go with. Follow up is the key to your business. So, go get them. Go get them. See you next week. See you,
Yeah.
Sean. Get yourself down there in Florida.
Yep. Still
Okay.
warm.
Okay, well, that's good. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.